Welcome back to part 3, the finale of this week. So, yeah, we have, as David leads Tudor and Lux bursting out of the, upstairs to, the barracks to trail this blood trail.
Definitely me. Is Tudor you following?
Oh yeah, Tudor.
Yeah, I'm following behind because my rebs.
Cool. Yeah, and meanwhile, we cut back to the garage, and Stein and Midnight kind of... Well, how are you guys doing? Midnight, how are you coping?
I'm getting there. I'm slowly but surely calming down thanks to Stein.
Calm is reasserting, yep.
And it's just, it's still very much a shock, but at the same time, it's, I'm calming down quite a bit. I'm starting to bring my cool back, and
Yeah. You can hold your nerve. Yeah, so...
Midnight's usually very good in these situations. It's just the fact that it was such a shock at being completely disaware of what was going on, and then all of a sudden there's a body at her feet and she's covered in blood. And once she's got over that initial shock, she's calming down and is realizing what's happened and is like, okay, realistically, it's not that bad compared to some of the things I've done.
Yeah.
I just need to figure out what's going on.
I think you can say that much when you aren't looking at Ella's body. That may be up there in your most artistic handiwork. But yes, murdering 2 people is definitely not the worst that you've ever done. I suppose you don't yet know that you actually murdered 4 and smashed a door in with your bare hands.
This is true.
And broke your leg twice today. And got shot a bunch of times. But yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, I think maybe by this point, though, you have noticed the holes in your clothes. Like, your clothes have bullet holes in them, but underneath your skin is completely smooth as if uninjured. I think at this point you also investigate your leg, and yeah, there is... Not only is it healed, there's no sign there was ever even a bullet hole. So yeah, you're processing that as you are. Stein, how are you doing?
Whilst Midnight has been recuperating in my hammock, I've gone back to tinkering with the engine.
Yeah.
I'm currently playing with a couple of jumper cables, and going back to the apparatus I set up earlier and converting the engine into an adapter. I am basically contemplating who might have found out what Midnight's done and trying to form a strategy as to what to do. He's thinking a little bit more clearly now, but still he's still in fight or flight, ready for...
Yeah, you're working on, like, basically pure adrenaline, because if you weren't working on pure adrenaline, you'd be unconscious with the level of sleep deprivation. Yeah. But yeah, so this is the perfect time for a workspace move. So yeah, you're working on, so like, basically hooking up your artifact from leftover from the Lost World to a giant, massive engine, which that normally gives him access to a specific move in the game called Augury, which is a fancy psychic move that lets him actually affect the psychic maelstrom rather than just receive information from it. In this case, however, you want to hook up a crazy battery of epic proportions to it and see what happens. And hope that that will be safe and won't just fry your brain. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, this is the last resort. This is what I'm going to try.
Okay.
For worse.
Yeah, so, So, yeah, I think if you just go ahead... I mean, one of the things that's in there is you have to take apart the original way that the thing works to do it, but that's kind of okay. You could probably... you may struggle to put your augury machine back together exactly the way it was, but you know how to put this together, so... But you're going to sacrifice this specific one to make a different one. It's definitely going to mean exposing at least yourself, possibly anyone who's in here, to some pretty serious danger. Like... Yeah, there's no way of telling what this may do.
Like,
especially when you're not taking the time to, like, rigorously... If you could technically sub this one out for, you spend months working on it and, like, rigorously safety test it.
That has been, like, I have mentioned on a few occasions, that it's something that I've been working towards. This isn't something Stein realizes the risks of attempting this hookup, especially as he's going to hook himself in as
Oh yeah,
well.
I think you understand that there are some, and you know, like, okay, there's this basic, like, you've avoided basically just leaving a live wire in your little reworking of it, but, like, there's no real way of, like, it's basically you've gone from hooking this little augury device up to a 9-volt battery in your brain to hooking it up to a nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
Possibly literally.
That's it. So it's okay. So I'm literally waiting there for,
Yeah.
okay, if something goes wrong, if Rachel turns up and things get worse,
Yeah.
if midnight turns on me, or if people turn up for midnight, I am going to charge it, basically see what happens, and I'm going to attempt to channel the psychic energy of the maelstrom at whoever the threat is.
Yeah, that might work. So yeah. And I think the best you'll be able to do isn't necessarily a crap version, but it is certainly unreliable. Like, most of your equipment burns out as soon as you activate this stuff. So, like, you've got something that will hold together using your fancy electronica. Hope for the best. But yeah, you can definitely rig that together, and, like, I think you're there standing there with, like, you've rejiggered the headset, and, like, but also in some, like, the closest ideas you've had so far for safety devices. And yeah, so midnight, you see Stein kind of like come back over to his work table, plonks down this big, weird, high-tech, fancy-looking engine, and then like some crazy, almost like a head brace style headset, like on top of his head, and then like some weird cables coming in and out. Yeah, do you say anything to him as he's like frantically running around doing weird techno gears wazzles?
No, I'm just kind of standing there, just staring at him like, what the fuck are you even doing? I don't even really know. Just...
Yeah. Stein, are you explaining this out loud as you go, like as if Midnight would get it, or are you just, this is my business, I know what I do?
I'm trying to keep the static under control more than actually concentrating on anything else.
Okay.
So, like, I'm appreciating the fact that no one's actually talking to me at this point. So I'm not even talking out loud, I am just getting things done.
Okay, yeah. So I think, yeah, you get, like, your engine in front of you, and you've got, yeah, this is very much like, you had maybe a game plan of how to do this properly, and now you're doing it quick. So yeah, you're standing there with, like, basically the equivalent of weirdo electronica jump leads to shove into either end of this kind of thing. It's about, like, kind of, imagine something the volume of a fire extinguisher, and squatter. You've, like, basically put it on its end, it's got, like, you found a way to open up the two top ends, also the top and bottom end of this kind of, probably a barrel almost, that reveal like plugs, and you found some cables that fit. And yeah, you're just standing there ready to go. What do? Is there any... Yeah.
I basically set this apparatus up, and I basically... I still have hold of the jump leads, I've not connected anything. But that is the final point. That is, once this is connected, the circuit's complete, it's gonna go. So I basically, at this point, recognize that Midnight is awake and not really understanding what it is, and I basically go over to her, make sure she's alright. I mean, Midnight, how's your memory? Are you fine? Are you in there, most importantly?
Midnight?
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
I'm gonna use
It's currently me.
I'm going to use my final hold to see how she's actually feeling.
Yeah. Honest emotional readout? Midnight?
Honest emotional readout.
Honest emotional readout. Scared, confused.
Is none of Midnight's usual, like, I mean, Midnight is the person who, in a firefight, cuts her losses, like, is none of Midnight's pragmatism reasserting itself?
Yeah, definitely, in terms of, you know, I'm definitely back to, okay, well, shit happens, kind of thing.
Okay.
But at the same time, still a little bit like, what? I'm still a little confused as to what just happened.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I'm, you know, a little bit scared and a little bit confused, but at the same time, I'm like, resting bitch face,
Yeah.
enabled.
Okay. Solid.
Cool. I get awkwardly close to her and basically say, if you're going to go, now is the time to. I don't know what's going to happen once people start arriving. It's only.
You make it sound like such a... yeah, I think this is a Rachel. She leans in. Oh, is there going to be a party? I love parties. That last one was so fun. So many people died. Good times.
I literally lash out at her. I can't even control myself. I lash out.
Yeah, like flail electric cables at her, and like they pass like through her, and like her body kind of collapses like smoke, and that like dissipates, and you get the voice going, "Well, that was just rude," and she floats off. Yeah, Midnight. How have you reacted to Stein muttering to himself and then like lashing out at thin air above his contraption?
I'm just kind of rolling with it.
It's Stein. This is his process.
My Midnight's entire definition of normality just kind of got turned upside down. So definitely at the moment, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Don't really care.
Yep.
I'm just gonna let you do your thing because you know what you're doing, and shit is a bit fucked up right now. So I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah. Stein. Hit those buttons.
Say again.
Are you gonna just jack in and see how this
That's
plays
the thing,
out?
It's sort of like it's almost like having your finger in the pin of a grenade.
Yeah.
You're waiting for the point to use it. So it's at a point of I'm in a corner. So I am literally waiting for something to come and make things wrong. I don't know how else to help or respond. I'm holding myself up in my workshop.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I mean, we basically registered that the original engine itself is like it's a. I hate to use it. Okay, it's a GameCube-sized cube.
Yeah, I think maybe no. It's kind of more like I'd say it was more like almost a squat little barrel.
I thought that was what we hooked up to it to basically.
No, yeah. The thing itself is like a squat little barrel. I may have previously defined it, but that's what it is in my head at the moment. So that's what it is now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. It is essentially portable with a little bit of effort.
Yeah, it would be like the equivalent of carrying around, like, say, a fire extinguisher or something. It's reasonably clunky, but you could feasibly carry it around, but you'd never be able to like hide the fact you're carrying it around, and you certainly wouldn't be able to like, unless you rigged up a device, run around with it and like tote a gun or whatever.
That's it. I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to unfasten the strap of the hunting rifle I carry.
Yeah.
And basically discard it, no longer carrying it, and attach the harness to this device. So I have it strapped to my back.
Okay. Do you pass the rifle to Midnight, or are we not trusting Midnight with guns right now?
Not trusting Midnight with guns. I've literally tossed it aside. I'm not even thinking about that. And at this point, I've not got it swung over my shoulder. I've got it actually in my arms, but strapped to me.
Yeah.
So I can just swing it and move around.
So like, yeah, you're ready to like kind of hit the on switch and see what happens.
Exactly. And I just say to it, well, I'll do what I can for you, but at this point, I'm just waiting.
Okay.
I can't guarantee things will end up right.
Yeah. So returning to Tudor and Lux, you guys follow this little blood trail, and you find basically it leads to another entrance to the passages.
Yeah.
And so you get there and find like where the little panel that slides away and reveals the handprint scanner is. The rock, like the cement, has been like crunched in, and then the door like wrenched open, like there's like bending in the metal, and again there's like blood oozing all over this. The drag trails become much more pronounced, but at the same time like there's blood on the sides of the doors as if whatever was opening it was bleeding.
Cool.
Yeah. And yeah, the trail goes down the stairs, and David's like, whoa. That would explain how you guys got in, I guess.
Yes.
So I guess Midnight knew about this, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering if there's any moves I should do in it right now, but
Yeah, he kind of goes, so Midnight would have known about this route too then, huh?
Can you read the situation?
I mean I could, but I don't think I.
You could read a person, would make more sense, I think. You could read David.
I could read David. Yeah, sure. I'll read David.
Okay. Everything is working fine. Huzzah.
I presume I can't get the +1 again for being in charge.
No, this is very much like he's going with you, not for you.
Yeah. I figured.
Oh, damn.
Ow.
no! Oh, I didn't like this guy anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So what happens then? There's no real guidelines for failing a sharp roll. Yeah. So I think
Misread.
David, like, yeah, I think pulls off of you like as soon as he brings up Midnight's name, because I guess you're still quite enamored, and pulls the level of concern and like fear off the both of you, and is like, I think you get the idea that maybe this charged moment occurs, and it's very much like, So, and he's like realizing maybe that whole thing about Midnight was possessed by her tattoos wasn't just crazy drunken ramblings. And
It's just the three of us here, right?
I guess one of the others would have followed. So maybe it's the 2 and 2 of you, like moving fast.
2 and 2.
Yeah, some big.
Alright.
Yeah, like.
So I'm not there at this point.
No, you're there. You're there too.
Yeah,
So there's
so
you two, and then there's like David and one of Ella's other heavies. Yeah, Heavy's carrying like a tactical shotgun and looks like fucking like he's ready for battle. He's going in first, checking corners. David is talking to you.
Yes, so he's probably checking in the corners in the staircase, I imagine, because he's a good.
Yeah. No, he's like he waits for you guys to kind of give it like look at it and go okay, and he kind of like looks for a nod, moves through, shines like a light in, checks the corners, and like I guess is turning around to give you the all clear. You are still currently, as in half in out the door, in the compound, just so you know.
Yeah. I'm working out exactly what I want to do right now. What would Lux... I mean, Lux is no longer hypnotized by Midnight.
This is
an
true.
Important
But
thing.
to get unhypnotized, had to realize how much she cares about Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But I can act against her favor.
Yeah.
Now.
Technically. If you're ready to give Midnight up.
I mean, if there's a time to give Midnight up, it's when you know she's murdered many, many, many people.
I mean,
And
you did
becomes
blow 5
superhuman.
dudes up.
Yeah, but that was in a war.
At this point, I
Yeah.
just kind of go right, guys. We need to get to the bottom of this. Find out what's happened. Let's keep moving.
Okay. Tudor takes charge. The others like start to move down the stairs as well.
Yeah, I think it's good. Thing of Lux visibly hesitates.
Yeah.
Because she sees that David
Yeah. David
has noticed that she
something's
was
off.
hesitating and then therefore hesitated further, and very much was obviously, and just basically has a moment of panic, of hand at pistols, like, we're going in. Yes, we're going in. Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Good,
the
good.
blood trails and such, like, the amount of blood on the floor starts to, like, lessen, even by, like, 2 steps down, until it's just the drag trail again. Like, there was drops and stuff falling on one side, like, handprints on the wall, and yeah, they just stop. There's just this drag mark that's consistent. Yeah, so you wander downstairs and you get down to like the 4th floor where Stein's workspace is located, and again this door has been like opened, and as soon as more like effort was applied into opening it, again there's loads more like blood and everywhere, and like yeah, it looks like every time they meet an obstacle, fresh injuries occur. And this door is wrenched open.
At this point, I kind of making everyone stop and just like, right, guys, we don't know what we're gonna find. Nobody do anything stupid. Don't jump the gun. But
yeah, well, at this point, like I think everyone, even you, have all pulled out a gun. Like just the feel of the like gun grip gives you.
I'm probably going to sidle up to Tudor, and she looks at some time to think whilst on the walk down,
Yeah.
and goes, "Look, if Midnight's gone, she can." Sorry for that burp. She can, like, from what I saw from that, she'll whip through us in seconds. We have, when we see her, we will have about a half second to decide if we want to shoot her. I love that girl. I'm gonna shoot the shit out of her.
Okay.
Unless you tell me not to right now.
The nuances of the psychic maelstrom are your domain, Tudor. What do you do?
Be like, we don't. I mean, like, I'll try to look at Lux and just be like, we don't know what's happened. We can't act prematurely here. We could end up killing her and unleashing something greater. We literally have no idea. We need to gather information.
She's
have to risk
gonna
this.
need to be persuaded with a seduce or manipulate roll.
Okay. Manipulate Lux.
As I have already established, she changes sides on a fucking whim.
Yeah, okay, so that's a 9. So, Tudor, you can either offer Lux an XP for doing what you want, or you can force her to act under fire to not do what you say. The fire being the weight
I mean, to be
of
honest,
your-
as much as always offer me XP because I'm a filthy power gamer, I feel in this context it probably is an act under fire.
Yeah, it's like holding
Yeah.
the obligation of superior officer
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like you have a level of respect for Tudor, and going against what Tudor has told you to do in an order, like
Oh, but feel free to give me XP anyway, because that'll probably actually work better anyway.
Okay. I'll just like look at him and that look like this is my shit, Lux. I'm not telling you how to drive a car here.
okay. Yeah, so does Lux gain XP if she does what you say, or does she have to act under fire to go in guns blazing?
I feel like the wisest course would be to give her an XP, but that doesn't really fit the situation.
No, do under fire.
Okay,
do
yeah.
under fire.
So, yes.
it's the correct thing to do.
To
Yeah.
take any
As
action,
much as
yeah,
I'm a filthy power gamer, it's the
yeah.
correct thing.
So to take any action other than following Tudor's lead will require you to act under fire. In this case, Lux. Okay, yeah. You yeah, I think like under Lux's careful eye, you follow the drag trail around like the back of like some warehouses, like through some like maintenance routes and stuff, and you get to like the back of Stein's workshop. Yeah, and we cut to like maybe a split screen, and we've got like, yeah, at the same time as you guys get to the back door, we've got Midnight kind of like looks up and says, "It's me, I'm here. It's me." And Stein kind of like finishes hooking the little battery onto the hunting rifle strap and kind of nods at her, and then is poised, ready to like jack in and unleash Maelstrom. So, team outside, what do you do?
I gesture the heavily armed guy to go to the left of the door.
Yeah.
So it would open up with him facing it. Then I go stand to the right of the door. We're kind of gesturing the sniper guy to take out like a position that gives him a clear shot through the door.
Yeah.
Like further away. And Lux to kind of like be at my shoulder and just shout, "Stein, are you okay? Is anyone in there?"
Stein, you hear Tudor's voice.
You are not welcome here. Leave me to my things.
Stein, that's not really something you can say when we've just followed a trail of blood from the top floor to your house. You're gonna need to
You're
give
not-
us.
Midnight,
something
you can
out
hear
there.
this as well, just so you're aware. As can
You
Lux.
aren't welcome here. Leave me alone.
I think at which point I probably almost I nod to the heavily armed guy to basically do the shotgun thing on the hinges of the door to kick it in thing.
I feel, doesn't that count as going in guns blazing? Or like, Tudor didn't give that signal, so you want to do that, act under fire.
True. Alright, okay, yeah, never mind. Forget that. I go to Tudor. We need to go in there. He sounds under duress.
Oh, hell yes.
At this
Oh,
point,
oh,
I'm
you know
like,
what? No, fuck it. No. You know what I fucking do? I read a charged situation.
Okay, yeah, I think at this point, also
This
Stein...
is a very charged situation.
Oh yeah, no, Stein. At the same point, you just hear from like maybe one of the little overhead things. I don't know, maybe like a part of the like stuff one of the lifts you put cars on and stuff. You just see in like your peripheral vision a foot swaying back and forth, and like turn up, and you see Rachel sitting on top of it, like kind of cross-legged, swinging one leg beneath her, and just with each one is tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, roll that sharp roll.
Please, for the love of God, not a failure. Yeah, it's not a failure. That's a failure. Success.
Okay.
Nice.
Give me those questions.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay. See, now I'm in this where previously I had no questions that really described what I wanted. Now I have all of them.
Yeah.
Because I have so many enemies here. I don't know. Which enemy is my biggest threat? Which I think I know, but I'm gonna clarify.
Oh. Depends who you start shooting at. Yeah, I mean, you know, as his best friend, that going into Stein's workshop aggressively is a bad idea. Because, well, he's got everything in there. Like, he probably did the finishing touches to the McRae-mobile. Like, charging in there head first is like, if you make Stein your enemy, that's bad for you. But at the same time, you've got a guy with a sniper rifle and a guy with a shotgun standing across from you. Like, if you don't go in there and you don't follow this through, then those guys are scary. And they're standing there in, like, body armor with guns.
Okay.
So yeah, it kind of depends upon your next action. But either way, there's a scary...
Both big threats.
Yeah.
Stuck in the middle of two big threats. Excellent. Just where Lux like... Oh, wait, no, that's not where Lux likes to be.
Okay.
Okay. Well, follow up with which enemy is most vulnerable to me.
Probably Stein. You're his best friend.
Yeah.
You can probably talk to him.
Cool.
I mean, Stein, does that work for you? Like, I mean, I know that you and Tudor aren't close, but you and Lux are. Would that make sense?
We've spent the most time together. Yeah.
You guys go on road trips and stuff? Like,
yeah.
if anyone was going to make you hesitate, I feel it would be Lux.
It's the fact that I've got that weird vibe off Tudor in the past. Especially when the takeover actually occurred.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to listen to anyone at this point who's outside the door, it would be Lux, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And finally, given that we have effectively 3 factions here, who's in control?
Ooh.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I mean, one of you has a very tenuous form of control. Because you know he's got that engine in there. You know he's into some crazy psychic stuff. And yeah, Stein has the big unknown. And I mean, well, you could also possibly say that about Midnight, but Midnight I think is less willing to dive back into her weirdness. I think, yeah, Stein is weirdly in the highest bargaining position based upon the fact that he's got a ridiculous amount of unknown capacity.
Cool. In which case, okay, cool. So Lux scans over the situation. She goes, Stein, buddy, you in some shit. Shit's fucked up to your neck.
What do you want with me, Lux?
We're here to bail you out of some shit, because that's what friends do. Like, very much kind of motioning, like, everyone shut the fuck up right now. To everyone else.
That's funny,
like-
because I'm pretty sure if it was just you, you would have knocked. And I know that if Tudor's out there, you've probably got some guys with some big guns. Doesn't really seem like a bailout. It seems like a threat. And you know how I threat.
You can give me that manipulate roll at any time.
I don't know. We're going to basically at the end of this.
Okay.
We're going to do some talking first. Maybe I don't need it.
Maybe.
Probably I will. But we're going to do some talking. I'm like, well, look here. basically, Midnight and Slash or Ella are in there. I'm gonna go with Midnight, given that you're not talking. And she's in some shit. But she's my friend too. And, like, fuck it, we need to goddamn talk about this. So let's talk.
I can hear you just fine from where you are.
Excellent. Good, because I like talking. Doesn't everyone like talking here? Looking around.
David gives you like a, I think, raise an eyebrow, re-lifts his rifle up to his eye.
This is going very well. So it's about establishing a dialogue. Alright. So, we followed a blood trail here. Do you know where that blood trail came from / is going?
Question
Yeah.
here, Midnight. How are you dealing with the idea that a person you're friends with and supposedly have power over, and a girl who was kind of infatuated with you, are seemingly, if Stein is reading it right, here to hunt you down? Like, are you freaking out more, or are you going into colder, like, okay, well, I guess...
Internally freaking out more, but externally I'm like, come at me, bitch. Try.
Okay. At this point, I interject and be like, Stein, right, this is a charged situation. You trust Lux, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let Lux handle this, because I think that's gonna make you more comfortable. And I just head back up the stairs.
Okay, so you walk backwards. I mean, like, the stairs are a fair way away, like, but yeah, so you back off. I mean, David and his heavy aren't gonna make any motions to. They, like, look at you like, whatever, fuck it. Yeah.
And I kind of give them a knowing look to stay as well as I do that. As they're kind of like, yeah, you guys stay.
Okay, no.
Even though they would anyway.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
Shoot
in answer in order, one, I believe that the trail of blood comes from wherever you just came from, and secondly, I'm not hearing any questions really. If you have no business here, then I suggest you leave.
Okay, right. I'm gonna go with reading Stein here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read Stein if he's out of sight?
You can do, like, tone of voice, things like that. Yeah, it still works. This is
I
definitely a
don't know.
charge interaction, I would say. Like, you can't say how we do have to do it contextually, I guess.
Feel free to, like, because you can interfere with me if you don't want to be read.
Yeah, you know Lux well enough to know you could hide stuff from her if you tried.
Well, I think Stein's the kind of person who's like monotone when he can be, and considering he acts weird under fire, which you could almost.
Okay, yeah. So Yeah.
Also,
So I'm going to say that I'm not giving a lot away, and I've got a weird sort of calm and knowing that okay, I've got my last resort here.
Oh, that was a good roll.
I'll just use that roll and add your sharp, so that's a 12.
yeah, Finbar.
No,
Also,
that's-
Okay, fine.
when
Sure.
when it gets a sufficient amount of time has passed for Min to have got a sufficient amount of distance from the like hostage situation thing going on, like flick it back to my perspective.
Okay. Yeah. So if you take that 12, do you want to interfere? I mean, it won't actively upset the roll.
No, I'm not gonna throw away it.
Throw away so you interfere by rolling 2d6 plus your hex with Lux.
So that's
2d6 plus whatever your HX with Lux is, which is a 3. So 2d6 plus 3.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, if you want to interfere with Lux's roll, you can do that.
Passively, why not?
Yeah,
So
like you're
2d6
trying
plus-
to conceal the fact that you're freaking out.
So slash R 2d6 plus 1.
Plus 3.
Is there a space between?
Just between
R
slash
and-
R and then the 2d6, yeah. An 11. So yeah, you bring it down, nothing bad happens to you, but that's still a success, so you have the 3 reads. Lux.
cool. So as much as I know, look, I know Stein well enough that this still, even though he's trying to hide stuff from me, I know. Okay, so this is asking a character. What's your character really feeling?
Static is the most honest answer. I'm basically at a point where I don't know what's about to happen, and I'm at home with that. I'm just concentrating on the situation. I'm not feeling any variables. There's a slight anxiety if Rachel's having any interjection at this point. But
She's
bar
just,
that, nothing.
Ticking.
Okay.
Bar that, absolutely nothing. Just poised and ready.
I think actually this moment, midnight. So we'll cut to the other two characters very briefly. But midnight, you get that same seductive whisper in the back of your mind, and the black floaters like, and just goes, "We could just walk out." And then Tudor, you back away a touch. What is your immediate action?
Have I like got out of earshot like a?
Yeah, you're sufficiently far away that you can.
Is there a house I can duck into?
This is kind of like this is the level that Stein works on, so this is actually more industrial stuff. And like when Stein is managing to actually find 2 hours to sleep, everyone is asleep. So there's you're kind of working late at night here. You guys are all burning the midnight oil.
Are there any like storehouses, like enclosed areas?
You could find a building, yeah.
Okay, that's what I want to do.
Is it safe to assume that Tudor's quite intimidated in this role then, if you're looking for somewhere to hide?
Oh no, I know what he's going to do.
Oh dear.
I think I know what he's.
Okay, let's go back to the conversation.
How could I get your character to understand that midnight is a threat?
That's a question?
Yeah, well, he can ask you
How
to
can I get your character to
do what he wants, and that's what he wants.
What, to perceive midnight as a threat?
Yeah, to understand that that's a legitimate thing.
In short, give me a story that basically implies you know exactly how, why, and what Midnight did, and that you know for a fact that she's in there with the intent to kill me.
So if he basically relays the details of the crime scene,
okay,
you might.
But basically, you'll be playing off my.
Stein. Okay, cool. And
You don't have to ask these all at once. You can hold them. Do you remember?
I'm gonna hold right now.
Mm.
I'm gonna go. Look, Stein. She absorbed bullet fire. We can't stop her if we want to.
Midnight, I think you get like this weird flush of pride that isn't your own, coming from the back of your mind.
Like, she took out an entire room of people. Judging from what Tudor tells me, they've machine gunned her down and couldn't do shit about it. Like, if she's in there, I need you to say. If she's elsewhere, well, she's not elsewhere because else you just said she was elsewhere.
Didn't say she was here.
I know you didn't say, but the fact that you said it didn't say she'd moved on means she's here.
Say she was here in the first place.
Um,
I
There
feel
is the
you're
one sharp
time.
question that seems
yeah.
obvious here. Can resolve the situation.
What
Are
does your
you
character
no.
wish I'd do?
No, are you telling the truth?
Oh, is your character telling the truth?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would.
You just know
definitely-
it was bullshit, and then you
Oh, yeah.
barge in.
But the thing is, I think Lux knows it's bullshit, but is trying to get. She's trying to get Stein on side rather than never attack a savvy head in their workspace. That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with what does your character wish I'd do? Sorry, what does your character wish I'd do?
I think
Like,
My
You
my
could have
Yeah, what does Stein...
Stein literally wishes you'd go away and everyone else would just go away. That is pure and simple, childish and everything else. He just wants everyone to leave him alone.
all right.
Yeah,
Fox gets
so
that.
let's just do one great last thing of
Yeah.
yeah, midnight, like the black kind of floaters float around your eye again and just seem to be highlighting almost. They're tracing the outline of that cable in Stein's hand. It's just like basically just getting the do it. And Tudor, make your move.
I'm going to use Lost on Midnight.
Fantastic.
Fuck.
Midnight, what do you do? Just
To roll first.
Wait. What's Tudor doing?
well, I just asked you. He's doing something elsewhere that you can't control. But like your weird shit is like highlighting this cable in Stein's hand and basically saying go for it. What do you do?
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, the situation is shitty. Okay, so that is,
Going aggro.
yeah, I guess. So Midnight lunges across the table. Give me that card roll, please, dear.
Me, yeah?
Yep. That is a success. So on a success, so she leaps at you. Like, I guess you're threatening to kind of hit him, or go for this thing. And yeah, Stein, you have a choice at this point. And the choice is very simple. You can back away from Midnight and get hit in the face. Or you can just... She just plugs it in. What do you do?
Jump it. Yeah. Plug the jumper cables in out of instinct is literally what I've been waiting for.
Yeah. So, like, maybe this is more along the lines of, like, Midnight leaps up and just goes, just do it. Just do it. And, yeah.
I just scream into empty space, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Question: can I interfere with this with my she's a threat?
What time period is my
Given that she went
okay.
aggro.
What are you doing?
I think you can't interfere. You can't see her. So,
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
I think in that
Never
case you
mind.
can't.
Never mind then.
This is
Finally,
the
final thing. Stein, give me the weird roll for Lost.
Why would I?
Stein.
use
Not
my
Stein,
roll?
sorry, Tudor. This will be the last thing. Okay. So, yeah. Here's how this episode is going to fade out. You jack this cable into the end of the battery, and, like, it starts to hum. The headpiece, like, starts to... And, like, the static goes from, like, static to, like, it clears. And it's basically, like, orchestra music. And you'll hear this majestic... And then that synesthesiac way that Stein perceives the universe when he sees the weird pulses outwards. Midnight, what colour is your hair?
I think it was black.
Black, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, then we don't see Midnight's hair change colour, but we see it, like, changes style, and it becomes, like, on this kind of portion of her head, changes into Rachel's, and, like, her hairstyle changes into Rachel's hair. And, like, you see her tattoos kind of writhe under the surface of her skin before she's sucked out of thin air, and this half-midnight, like, this creature appears before you, Tudor, and the synesthesiac wave pours through the, like, gap you opened in the maelstrom and hits you, and, like, your crown, like, burns into your head, and this howling, like, voice in the, like, a voice like a snowstorm, like, bellows in your mind, incoherently at first, and a synesthesiac wave rolls out, and, like, Stein, everything around you starts to turn into, like, colour and drifts, like almost like smoke particles. Like, the wave reaches you outside Lux, and, yeah, you, like, start seeing, almost if you were on an acid trip, the world starts kind of melting and shifting. And then all of you hear the sound of Rachel's giggling just in your ear. And that's where we'll close this week.
That's fucking freaky.
I know, right? Okay, so, very quickly, we will whip around and do hit checks, and then we're going to wrap the show up nice and fast. So, Lux, who knows you better?
Oh, why'd you have to start with me? God, I have no fucking idea. Who the fuck knows me better?
Helps.
Well, it can only be Stein or Tudor.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with...
So tracking versus hostage negotiation.
I think... I'm gonna go with... Tudor knows me... worse or better? I'm not sure which because because of the hesitation.
I think she saw you... No, sorry, Tudor saw you follow orders. Like, Tudor knows that
Yes.
their word means something to you now.
Yes, no, I think Tudor knows me better because I didn't just burst in,
Yeah.
even though I was like, we need to fucking eliminate this shit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Tudor knows me better because I followed orders.
Tudor, pop your hate checks with Lux up one. Midnight, who knows you better? I think everyone's seen a side of you today.
Stein, because I just fucking killed someone in front of him.
Yeah, and also there, he saw you without your mask of calm.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. He saw the real you for a moment. Even if it only comes out in times of great trauma. So Stein, mark +1 hex with Midnight. Stein, who knows you better?
I think Midnight, obviously, because this is the first interaction we've had one-on-one, whereas she's obviously seen that I have completely disregarded what she's done and dropped everything to try and help her to the best of my ability.
It's
Whereas
true, she told me to leave.
He told you to run, technically.
I basically said, if you're going to leave, now is the time. I can't guarantee your safety otherwise. So I think that he literally did everything. Whether that came across or not, I don't think either Lux or Tudor know me any better. If anything, they're doubting what they do know.
Okay. So yeah, Midnight, +1 hex with Stein. Do bear in mind if any of you get to +4, just say. And finally Tudor, who knows you better?
I guess, well, the only person I've really spent any time with this episode would be Lux. So I reckon we kind of got more, improved our kind of right-hand man.
Yeah, you've not spent much time working the two of
that you were very clear that it's like, we don't throw Midnight under the bus. I know you better than that. You look after your own in that. Yeah, you're not willing to give up Midnight, so I think that's legit.
Yeah.
Also, mostly I'm just very happy I actually get a marked hate checks up once for once.
Good. Alright
Now
then.
my first ever +2. Oh,
Holy shit, man.
shock horror.
Rats.
So yeah, we will wrap this up here. Let's just do a quick whip round and do any shout-outs or messages or whatever. Yeah, so let's start. I'll go in a different order this time. We'll start with Joe. As the mustachioed man of the stream. Got any closing words?
Well, sorry, Mike. Shout out to chat as always. Welcome to the few new people that graced us with their presence today. Hit that follow, see what crazy shit happens next episode, where someone, all of us, nobody will die. Who knows?
And
But
there
there's gonna
will be.
explosions.
I need to look up what happens when people take LSD to paint this picture effectively. I think.
Right.
Just get witness accounts. It feels like the right way to do it. Jamie, closing words?
Yeah. This is getting more and more into like how I wanted this to go, which is great. Little bit on edge now because I wanted to see how this played out a little bit further, but hey, in the same boat as the chat now. I can't wait until next week. But yeah, massive thanks to chat group. Our following is growing. Absolutely amazing to interact with you guys as we progress. So thanks to you as always, and yeah, see you next week. Hope you're as excited about this as I am.
Cool. Chippy dear?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Like, took a bit of a twist this week, which was pretty cool. Yeah, it was really good. Obviously, shout out to all the regulars and the new people on chat as well. I'm gonna put my Instagram and Twitter name thing in the chat, so guys follow me because I need all the followers I can get because social.
Her last selfie had sick pout game, bro.
It did have sick pout game. To anybody who is interested in my sick pout game, go and check out my Instagram. I'm gonna go and put it in the chat below. It's a pretty good picture, if I'm honest. It was for James' birthday party. But yeah, like, see everybody next week. New people, I hope you come back and join in, and regulars, we'll see you next time.
Cool. And finally,
Fridge.
Johnny, my dear boy.
Yeah, as I said in chat, follow me at Catonia6 on Twitter. I don't tweet at all apart from for this show. Therefore, it's incredibly entertaining, and I won't clog up your Twitter feeds because I know you want to see those 6 celebrity tweets. Don't give a shit about me, so just follow me anyway because I won't clog up your feed. That's important.
It's a service that you deliver.
Otherwise, a shout out to the special brew I've been drinking this evening. Turns out it gets you fucked. Yeah, great game.
Cool shit. Alrighty, we'll close up here for this evening. Thank you all for coming down. Have a lovely time to tap.
Bye-bye.